गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री राधा गोविंद भगवान की जय, श्री गौरता की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। You can all try to repeat after me. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
तो जयमुदीरये
ततो जयमुदीरये
प्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु
भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भवते नैष्टिकी।
What we'll do, I'm taking a little bit of independence. We can just try to recite one shloka 3.11. Okay, you can see the screen, everybody.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you everyone, and maybe only after me only one or two Matajis and Prabhujis can do. Shashtam atrerapatyatvam
Shashtamatrirapatyatvam
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 Vrita prapta anusuyaya
Vrata prapto anusuyaya
Vrita prapta anusuyaya
Vrata prapto anusuyaya
Anvikshikim alarkaya Anvikshikim alarkaya
Anvikim alarkaya
Prahaladadibhe uchchivan Prahaladadibhe uchchivan Ashtamatrirapatyatvam
Shashtamatrirapatyatvam
Vrita prapta anusuyaya
Prapto anusuyaya
Kim alarkaya
Anvikim alarkaya
Prahaladadibhe uchchivan Thank you, everyone. We'll just do this translation quickly, then I'll put a presentation on the screen. The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of the sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anushuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahalada, and others, Yadu, Ayahaya, etc. Purport. Anybody can read quickly the purport?
May I, Prabhuji, purport?
Yes, please.
The Lord incarnated himself as Dattatreya, the son of Rishi Atri and Anasuya. The history of birth of Dattatreya as an incarnation of the Lord is mentioned in the Brahmananda Purana in connection with the story of the devoted wife. It is said there that Anasuya, the wife of Rishi Atri, prayed before the Lords Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva as follows. My lords, if you are pleased with me and if you desired me to ask from you some sort of blessings, then I pray that you combine together to become my son. This was accepted by the lords, and as Dattatreya the Lord expounded the philosophy of the spirit soul and especially instructed Alarka, Prahlada, Yadu, Haihaya, etc.
Thank you, Mataji. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganda Gunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhuva Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Ho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurtishe Namah Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 3 Verse number 11 Shashtam Atrera Patyatvam Vrita Praptan Suyaya An Vikshikim Alarkaya Prahalada Dibya Uchivan. The sixth incarnation of the Purusha was the son of the sage Atri. He was born from the womb of Anushuya, who prayed for an incarnation. He spoke on the subject of transcendence to Alarka, Prahlada and others, Yaduvaya, etc. Thank you, everyone. I'll put the presentation on the screen. Alright, thank you. Just confirm you can see the screen.
Yes, Prabhu, we can see.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Before we start, I just seek blessings from you all because this is really something which I'm genuinely not qualified, but on the instructions of the temple authorities, I have to do this service. And with all certainty, there will be inefficiencies and deficiencies. I seek your participation and correction wherever required. So, number of shlokas are fast, and Mataji has told me that there are many verses to be covered, but somehow I felt that we should repeat some verses in the beginning of the class, at least in Bhakti Vaibhava, and also do proper Mangalacharan. Anyways, we have time. So this chapter 3 is titled Krishna is the source of all incarnations, and yesterday I'm sure Dharmesh Prabhu came for
Yes,
taking.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Very nice. So I'm sure you had a very, very nice session, and you came to know about first, I think, how many? Five incarnations, correct?
Yeah.
And just to give you a background, and for me also, what is the background and why we're reading this? Because it goes back to the questions which the sages asked, And this chapter is actually answering the fourth question, as I understand from this presentation. Which adventures does Lord perform in his incarnations? So what are the incarnations we are talking about? We'll see. And very nicely, I saw one table done here. Yeah, there are various avatars. Purusha avatar, Gun avatar, Leela avatar, Manmantra avatar, Shaktavesh avatar, Yuga avatar. So today, we're starting with Lord Dattatreya, and we'll also talk about Lord Ramachandra. We'll also talk about King Prithu. So if you see, not really they're in sequence. So Yuga Avatara, Lord Ramachandra, Prithu Maharaj, Saptavesh Avatara. So within various bracketing can be done on the various incarnations which the Lord has taken. So now we'll come back to the verse we read, because what I understand, not every incarnation is discussed in details in the presentation, but that is okay, no problem. I'll briefly touch upon the other incarnations, but mainly focus on the slides in the presentation. So we have to respect that, and we'll do that. So now we're talking about Lord Dattatreya. So anybody knows anything about Lord Dattatreya? Briefly, can anybody say what do you know about Lord Dattatreya? Anybody heard anything about him? Not very famous or famous? Some part of India people know, some part of India people don't know. Anybody wants to say something about him which you know?
It's an incarnation of all the three, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara.
So as one or as separate?
As one.
As one. Okay. Anybody anything else? Okay, wonderful. So Mataji has touched a point which somehow is not, I would say, black or white. It's grey, because Prabhupada in Canto 4, where describing about where Lord Dattatreya has been discussed in details by him, has given some purport, some meaning, which says something else, which I will present to you now. First, let's understand. So, Atri Muni was one of the Saptarishi. Saptarishi, you all know, you would have heard in Bhagavad Gita itself. Atri Muni, with wife Anusuya, which we are reading, they underwent intense tapasya, penance and purity. And they wanted what? They wanted Trimurti. As Mataji said, Trimurti in one, as a child. And the Lord was pleased and said, okay, I will appear as your child. Now, Canto 4, you can write on the reference also, Canto 4, chapter 1 and verse number 15. What it explains? It says, Anusuya, the wife of Atri Muni, gave birth to three famous sons: Soma, Dattatreya and Durvasha. And what were they representing? Soma was representing Lord Brahma, partial representation of Lord Brahma. Dattatreya was a partial representation of Lord Vishnu, and Durvasha was a partial representation of Shiva. So Trimurti as three sons, 4.1.15. So she got three sons: Soma the moon god, who was partial representation of Brahma; Dattatreya, Vishnu's representation; and Durvasha Muni, that we all know, partial representation of Lord Shiva. Now the word that is used in that verse 4.1.15 is Trin. Atre Patanya Anusuya Trin Jagge. Trin means three. So she got three sons. So that is what we have to go with. Okay. Now, what is important, and now we'll open the forum for discussion, is that shloka says, Dattam Durvasham Somam. Dattam means Dattatreya. Durvasham means Durvasha. Soma, three sons. Atma Esha Brahma Sambhavan. Atma Esha Brahma. So it is telling us what they represent. Atma means the super soul, means Vishnu. So Dattam is representing Atma, Vishnu. Durvasam is Atma Esha. Esha means Lord Shiv. And Brahma. So Dattam Durvasham Somam, Atma Esha Brahma. So Somam, which is Soma, represents Brahma. Four-headed Brahma. Very nice. Now, one important thing comes up here is Atma, the word Atma. Now, how to interpret the word Atma? The word is Atma. So, Bhagavad Gita, you see, Bhagavan is saying, Mam evansho jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. Mam evansho jiva loke, which means all the individual souls, the jivas, are my part and parcel. So, individual soul has also been described as part of the personality of Godhead, correct? Or super soul. So, now a question arises, when for Dattatreya, the shloka says, Atma Isha Brahma, then this Atma, why should we not say that Dattatreya was also Atma? Atma means individual soul. Did you understand the question, everybody? Atma Isha. So we are saying Dattatreya is Lord Vishnu. But the shloka says Atma Isha. Atma means individual soul. So why should we not say that Lord Dattatreya is Atma, which means individual soul, which means Jiva, and not Vishnu? You understand the question? First, we will not know the answer, but let's first agree. Do we understand the question, everybody?
Yes, Prabhu.
You understood, no? Or you want me to, first let me project the shloka, that may be better for you. Some small discussions we'll keep on doing. 4.1.15. Yeah. Okay, just hold on. Yeah. Can you see the screen now, everyone?
Yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
Shloka we're talking about, where first I'll read the translation so that you are very clear. Anushuya, the wife of Atri Muni, gave birth to three famous sons, Shoma, Dattatreya and Durvasha, who were partial representation of Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma. See, very clearly Prabhupada is saying, Shoma was a partial representation of Brahma, Dattatreya was a partial representation of Vishnu, and Durvasha was a partial representation of Shiva. Clear? Now, the discussion that we want to enter is, you see this line, Dattam Durvasham Somam Atma Esha Brahma Sambhavan. Atma Esha. Atma, right? So Atma here is said the super soul. But Prabhupada in his purport is entering into a discussion saying that Atma, why can't we say that Atma is also individual soul? See, the individual soul are described as part of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So why not accept that Dattatreya was one of those parts? Question is clear? Why not accept that Dattatreya was also a Jiva? Anybody? What do you think? Atma means Atma, right? So why don't we think that he is also a Jiva and he is not Supreme Personality of Godhead? Nobody?
Prabhu, when we study about the qualities, Shiva has marginal manifestation. He shows 54 qualities. He won't comes in Jiva Tattva or Vishnu Tattva. He comes in between. He's a partial incarnation, so we can consider Durvasa as Jiva Tattva only, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
We are talking about Dattatreya. But Mataji is going in the right direction, that I can say. Mataji is thinking in the right direction. Okay, let's see this. Because it's fast track, we can't wait much. See, the thing is, Krishna is saying, Mame Vansho Jiva Loke, which means everybody is it part and parcel, whether Jiva or not a Jiva. So whether Jiva or not a Jiva, actually there is a technical name called what? Swamsha and Vibhinna Amsha, correct? Actually everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. Some are called Swamsha and some are called Vibhinna Amsha. Anybody knows the difference between the two? Swamsha and Vibhinna Amsha?
Vipinamsa or V Jivatma.
Very
V Jivatma.
Very nice.
Swam.
And
Swamsa is expansions of Krishna.
Expansion of Krishna. And and Vibhinansha means?
Jivatma, we living entity or Jivatmas.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Vibhin Amsha. Vibhin, different. Vibhin Amsha means Jiva, we. And Swamsha means Vishnu himself. Very nicely Mataji has said. Now, this is one. So, Krishna is part and parcel, Mame Vansho, Jiva Loke. My part and parcel, Jiva. At the same time, Swamsha. Further, you can also do gradations. What? Vibhinamsha, Jiva also at further gradations. It depends. Now, what are the further gradations? Depending on the degree in which the Jiva is impacted by the modes. How many modes are there?
3.
How many? 3 modes. Yes, very nice. Correct. Thank you. So, Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, the degree to which they impact a Jivatma, you can have various gradations of Vibhin Amsha. For example, the Jivas, the suffering of the Jivas situated in the mode of goodness are less than those of Jivas situated in ignorance. Agreed, everybody?
Yeah.
Satoguni person is suffering less, Tamoguni person is suffering more. So this is the way you can do gradations of Vibhinamsha. Similarly, Swamsha, his own expansion, as Mataji said, can also be graded further. How? Now Mataji does the right point, saying, like Vishnu himself, he is what? Prabhupada is mentioning that it's 100% light. Prabhupada is comparing candles with a light. So let's say there are 100 candles. They combine to become one light. That is Krishna. Now out of 100 candles, 6 will be 94 candles combined to become one light. That is called
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Very nice. You leave behind 16. 84 candles combined to become one light. Who is that one light?
Shiva.
Shiva. Very nice. And now you combine 78 to become one light. Who is that?
Brahma.
Brahma. Very good. So, Swamsha, but at the same time different gradations. Depending on
Gunas.
Qualities.
qualities, the percentage of qualities, whether 100%, 94%, 84%, 70%. Similarly, Jivas also have those qualities, but reduces, and that is why we say what? That is why we have the philosophy of what? What is the philosophy of our lineage?
Achintya Bheda.
Very good. Qualitatively same, quantitatively different. Perfect. So now the gradations of Brahman, the gradations of Vishnu Tattva, also nobody can deny that there is gradation. Hence, when the word Atma is used, you cannot say it is Atma. You cannot say it is Jiva. Atma himself indicates that the Tatre is directly part and parcel of Vishnu, whereas Durvasha and Soma were part and parcel of Lord Shiva. Clear to everyone? So there should be no confusion that the Tatre, because the word Atma is used, his Atma, his individual soul. No. Atma. See, there are two words, Atma and Atma. The word used is Atma. And it means the super soul, and there can be various gradations. This is clear? Any doubt?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, very
Clear.
nice. Now, what did the Tatre do? Why are we reading about him? Actually, the Tatre, he preached to great personalities like Kling, that we saw in the shloka only. You can see in the presentation, the slide on the screen. He preached, oh sorry, it's not there. He was preaching King Alarka. He was preaching Prahalada. He was preaching Yadu. He was preaching Haya. All great personalities he was preaching. And what was he preaching? What was he preaching? Philosophy of the spirit soul. Full stop. Who am I? I am spirit soul, not the body. Just, yes. And that is why the Tatra's avatara, incarnation, is very, very important to us. Okay? So we move on because of so many avataras to cover. See, directly from the 6th, it is going to the 8th, but I'll just briefly mention you about the 7th. I'll read from Veda base. The seventh, what it says, the seventh incarnation was Yagna, son of Prajapati Ruchi and his wife Akuti. He controlled the period during the change of Swayambhuva Manu and was assisted by demigods such as his Yama. I'll read brief purport of Prabhupada, which is self-explanatory. The administrative posts occupied by the demigods for maintaining the regulations of the material world are offered to the highly elevated pious living beings. This is clear. Everybody knows that who becomes Brahma, who becomes Indra, who becomes very, very pious living beings. When there is a scarcity of such pious living beings, what happens then, everybody? When there is a scarcity of pious living beings, what happens?
God
Lord
himself.
will take
Krishna
them
only
to
will take the
Krishna will take
Yes, Lord incarnates himself as Brahma, Prajapati, Indra, etc. and takes up the charge. Now what happened? During the period of Swayambhuva Manu, and we are under which Manu now? Our era?
Vaivasvatam.
Vaivasvata
Vaivasvata. So we are talking about now Swayambhuva Manu. What happened? There was no suitable being who could occupy the post of Indra. So when Swayambhuva Manu's era was there, no pious living being was there whom Krishna would say, okay, you become Indra. So what happened? Indra's position was acquired by Lord himself. Okay? And assisted by his own sons, Yama and other demigods, Lord Yagna ruled the administration of the universe. You understood? So when there was nobody, then as Yagna, he ruled the administration of the universal affairs. Now moving to the another eighth incarnation, which we'll discuss a bit in the presentation also. Very nicely, some points have been highlighted. We'll discuss on them. The eighth incarnation was King Rishabh. So King Rishabh was the son of Nabhi and his wife was called Meru Devi. Okay, somebody's phone is vibrating. You can please mute. Yeah. In this incarnation, the Lord showed the path of perfection, which is followed by those who have controlled their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. So, if you see from Canto 5, a very nice paragraph has been selected. Somebody can read the first bullet on the screen.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, shall I read? Usha Dayavati.
Mataji, go ahead and read. You're clear.
In this chapter, the spotless character of King Nabhi, the oldest son of, it's echoing, I think, so, no, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Usha Mataji, your voice is echoing. Can someone take over and read, please?
Hare Krishna
No,
Mataji.
mine, I don't have. I have only one.
Hare Krishna. Can I?
In this chapter, the spotless character of King Nabi, the oldest son of Agnidhara, is described. Wanting to have a son, Maharaja Nabi underwent severe austerities and penances. He performed many sacrifices along with his wife and worshipped Lord Vishnu, master of all sacrifices. Being very kind to his devotees, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was very pleased with the austerities of Maharaja Nabi. He personally appeared before the king in his four-handed future, and the priests who were performing the sacrifice began to offer their prayers unto him. They prayed for a son like the Lord, and Lord Vishnu agreed to take birth in the womb of Meru Devi, the wife of King Nabi, and incarnates as King Rishabhadeva.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
I think somebody is using tab. That is why it is echoing.
What we can do, we can keep ourselves mute, and when we want to speak, we can unmute. Okay. Thank you. So King Rishabhadev. So what is coming out is that obtaining Lord as the son is not an easy job, and that is what we saw now. The Tatre, husband and wife, they did. Atri Muni and wife Anusuya did great penances. Here also we understand that to get a Rishabhadev as the son, who were the mother and father? King Nabhi, and mother's name is what? Meru Devi. So they also underwent severe penances. So in this era we can't even think of, no? Anyways, so what happened was, before obtaining Rishabhadev as the son, Meru Devi had not given birth to any child, and they started to worship Vishnu. And this is mentioned in great details in Canto 5, Chapter 3. You can note down the references, you can read when you have spare time. Very nicely, Canto 5 explains about Rishabdev. So what happens, Canto 5 mentions that both Meru Devi and King Nabhi, they indulge in performance of sacrifices. Sacrifice means yagna. And then Prabhupada is explaining that 7 transcendental means are there, 7, to obtain mercy of the Lord. What? I'll just read out. Number 1, sacrificing valuable things or eatables. Still we see some sects practicing that for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they will sacrifice something they love. And somebody is very smart and they will sacrifice something which they don't like at all. Correct? Number 2, acting in terms of place. Number 3, acting in terms of time. Number 4, offering hymns. Number 5, going through the priests. Number 6, offering gifts to the priest, dakshina and other valuables. And number 7, observing regulative principles. Now these 7 sort of karma kanda or transcendental means were there to obtain Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, Prabhupada explains, one cannot always obtain Supreme Lord through this paraphernalia. One cannot always obtain Supreme Lord through this paraphernalia. Then the question arises, why King Nabhi and Meru Devi were able to obtain? And what is the answer? The Lord is affectionate to his devotees. Lord is affectionate to his devotees. You see, progress on the path of devotion is not by our own qualification. It is by the mercy of
The Lord.
Lord.
Lord alone.
Lord only devotee.
Yeah, Guru Krishna Kripa Paay
Paay.
Bhakti Lata Beej. Never ever in our journey on the path of devotion that we have embarked on, think that it is because our own qualification that we are able to do this. Sorry, sir. If we think that, we are in a huge illusion. Guru Krishna Kripa Paay Bhakti Lata Beej. Krishna is affectionate to his devotees, and through these paraphernalia he cannot be obtained. Krishna himself has in one place mentioned, I cannot be obtained through all this paraphernalia. Which is that shloka, famous shloka Bhagavad Gita? Which is that famous shloka where Krishna says, how can I be obtained?
Patram pushpam palam toyam.
No.
Sir,
He can
Manmana bhava mad bhakta.
That is the instruction. Bhaktya mam abhi
Janati.
Bhaktya mam abhi janati. So performing all the sacrifices, is it bhakti or rituals? Rituals. But he can only be obtained through bhaktya, loving, affectionate service. So, because King Nabhi and Meru Devi were having great faith and devotion and pure, uncontaminated mind, Krishna became affectionate towards them and appeared as Lord Rishabdev. Now, what happened when suddenly Lord Rishabdev appeared? The priests were also offering prayers. Now, the priests began to offer very good prayers. I'll read out a couple of prayers before you. The priests were saying, Dear Lord, we may not be able to remember your name, form, qualities due to stumbling, hunger, falling down, yawning, or being in a miserable diseased condition at the time of death. Krishna is given a formula in chapter 8. What is that formula?
Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan.
Yam yam vapi smaran bhava at the time of death. And before that,
Antakale
Shubhameva.
very nice. Now, we think, yes, Antakale Chamameva. We'll think about him. The priests here, and see, don't think these are ordinary priests. Why? Krishna himself is standing as Lord Rishabdev before them. Cannot be an ordinary person. And they are saying, we may not be able to remember you, Krishna, at the time of death. Because we may not be qualified. We may have high fever. They are saying that we may have high fever. So what is their prayer when Lord Rishabdev has appeared? He's saying, you are affectionate, Lord, to your devotees. please help us remember you. Please help us remember you. There's one shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Please find it out. And I'll give the keyword Sulabha. Krishna says, I make it Sulabha for you all. Anybody can find out, you can read out. That you may not be able to remember, I'll make it Sulabha for you. I'll make it easy for you. So the priests are praying, please help us remember you. We'll not be able to do on our own. And then what the priests are saying? That we know that this Raja and this Rani, they've approached you for a son. But that is like approaching a very rich man and begging for little grains. The priests are saying, Krishna, oh Lord Rishabdev, you have appeared. And we are offering the prayers on behalf of the king, on behalf of the queen. But we know that we have appraised a very, very rich man for little grains. But what can be done? They are desirous of having a son. And you can offer them what they want. So what Krishna replies, what Rishabdev replies? I am pleased with your prayers because you are truthful. See, if we are sincere in our efforts, if you are truthful, Krishna recognizes that. Efforts is what is seen. They did not say, oh, we have gotten your darshan, we are exalted, and at the time of death, we will definitely remember you. Now you have given us darshan. No, they say, we may still not. They are taking darshan with their eyes, and still they are saying, we will not be able to remember you. Krishna is saying, you are truthful, and I like that. And now listen what Krishna says, what Rishabdev says. You have prayed for the benediction of a son like me, but this is very difficult to obtain. Saying the king wants a son like me, but very difficult to obtain. Why? Because there is no second and no one equal to me. Now there is a catch-22 situation where I want help of you all devotees. Come forward and help me. There the Supreme Personality of Godhead is standing in front of the king, queen and the priests. Very pleased with all of them. Heard their prayers that we want a son like you. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, difficult because there is no second and no one equal to me. So what do you think is the solution, or what is Krishna hinting to? Where it will lead to? Why is
He
Krishna?
himself
He
Himself
himself will
can
come.
descend as the son of.
He will himself come as.
No, but he's saying very difficult to obtain. There is, because I am without a second and no one is equal to me. Another personality like me is not possible to find. This is the answer of Krishna, of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is a catch.
It's expansion. So Lord will give his expansion, not himself, but equivalent to Lord. His
Radha
plenary
Vallabha
expansion.
Mataji. Jai. Mataji, if possible, you can switch on your camera because you have given an excellent answer. We should all chant for Mataji. Jai, Jai, Jai. Very nice. Thank you. So, Mataji is saying, what? Expansion. So, what is Krishna's answer? We'll hear. See, we have to be very, very attentive. And Krishna is playing with words, you see. Krishna is saying, not possible. No one without like me. There's no second like me. Not possible. Because you are all qualified Brahmanas, your vibration shall not prove untrue. Then what he says? I shall personally expand myself. You understand? Actually, our Malika Mataji also said the same thing. Expand himself. He will himself come. No second like me, which means आपके जैसा एक चाहिए. सॉरी, मेरे जैसा नहीं मिलेगा, मैं ही मिलूंगा. तो आप मिलेंगे तो गोलोक में कौन रहेगा, वैकुंठ में कौन? नहीं, चिंता मत करिए. I will expand myself. We can't think of, no, because we have not seen this happening. But expanding. So it still remains wherever he is. So don't ask for a second like me, ask for me. I shall expand myself and advent into the womb of Meru Devi, and I will be called what? Rishabdev.
Rishabdev.
Very nice. So this is the appearance of Rishabdev. And the second bullet on the screen says, Lord Rishabdev humbles Indra. Actually, it is more on, anyways, we'll discuss shortly on that. So what happens? First of all, let's understand the meaning of the word Rishabh. What is the meaning of the word Rishabh? Rishabh means what? Anybody's son's name is Rishabh here?
Is it bull?
Bull famous.
Bull.
Bull famous.
Bull.
Shrestha.
Shrestha. Very nice. Madhumay Krishnakant Mataji. Shrestha. Rishabh means best. Shrestha. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. And why was it called Rishabh? Because he had that qualities. His poise, his influence, his strength, his enthusiasm, his body luster, everything was beyond compare. And because of these super excellent attributes, his father, Maharaj Nabhi, named him Rishabha. Now, how he takes on Indra? Actually, it's mentioned that there was a place where they lived called Ajanabha. And there was no rain, scarcity of rain. But Rishabdev cared the least about Indra. And through his own potency, he was sumptuously covering the area with rain. This is how. So, very briefly it is mentioned. King Prithu, it is mentioned in detail, which we'll take. And then what happens about his life? So, since a very able and potent son is born, the king himself, Nabhi, he retires, goes for Vanaprastha, lives at Badrika Ashram, you may have heard, and completely engages himself in the worship of Vasudeva. Just imagine, son himself is the Supreme Personality, but he leaves everything, engages himself in the worship of Vasudeva. And Rishabdev, he shows very ordinary characteristics. He goes to Gurukul, he follows the instruction of his guru, and marries a lady called Jayanti. The wife is called Jayanti. And Jayanti was given to him by Indra himself. Yeah. And now what he does, he begets 100 sons. So that is where we can now come to the third bullet on the screen. Lord Rishabdev is teaching to his 100 sons, 81 Brahmanas, 9 Paramhansas, Nava Yogendra, and 10 Kshatriyas. So before that, let's understand in which Varnashrama was Lord Rishabdev when he was a king. Which Varnashrama is it?
Grahasthashram.
Grahastha.
Grahastha, that is okay. And in terms of his qualification, Varna, see,
Brahmana, because he
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya. Very good. That is why I asked this question, because I knew people will get confused with Brahman or Kshatriya. He maintained himself as a Kshatriya. He is the son of a king and he is ruling. He is a Kshatriya, not a Brahmana. But you see, his sons became Brahmana. Guna, Karma, Vibhagasa. These are all examples, Krishna has given philosophy and principles in Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam gives practical examples. He begets 100 sons. And who is the eldest son? All of you know. Who is the eldest son of Rishabh?
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj, the famous Bharat Maharaj. And after whom the country came to be known as Bharat. So Bharat Maharaj is nobody other than the eldest son of Rishabdev. So what happened? Rishabdev knew everything about Vedic knowledge. He is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. But he maintained himself as a Kshatriya and he followed the instructions of a Brahmana. Because as per Varna Ashram Dharma, it is the duty of a Kshatriya to follow the instructions of a Brahmana. And what instructions will Brahmana give? Mind control, sense control, tolerance, and so on and so forth. So he ruled very, very happily. And out of his 100 sons, what happened? 9 became Paramahansa, Nava Yogendra. So if you read Canto 5, which clearly gives details, chapter 4, what are the names of those sons? Kavi, Havi, Antariksha, Prabuddha, Pipalayana, Avirhotra, Drumila, Chamasa, and Kara Bhajana. Okay, you can read Canto 5, chapter 4, you will know that. And they became mendicants. They started to preach Krishna consciousness. Very nice. So, sons of a Kshatriya becoming Paramahansa. Then 10 remained Kshatriya. And Bharat Maharaj, everybody knows, he remained Kshatriya. Kushavarta, Ilavarta, Brahmavarta, Malaya, Ketu, Bhadrasena, Indrasparka, Vidarbha and Kikata. These were the 10 sons who remained Kshatriya. And 81 became Brahmanas, Vaishnavas. And they did that on the order of their father. Well cultured, well behaved, pure devotees, expert in Vedic knowledge. So this is about Rishabhadeva. But the most important thing, what did he teach his sons? Nice bullets I will read. You will say, I know all that, but practically we may not be implementing in our lives. Number 1, a human being should not work like dogs and hogs for sense gratification. Teaching number 1, summarized. See, when we read, we say a human being should not work hard like dogs and hogs. And we put a full stop there and we become lazy. But you don't put a full stop there. There are 3 more words after that. For sense gratification. You still have to work hard, but what? Not for your sense gratification, but Rishikesh Sevanam Bhakti Ruchite. Through your senses, you serve the master of the senses. So you don't think that, okay, now I'm a devotee and King Rishabhdeva said not to work hard. Let me relax. No, sorry, sir. Prabhupada was when somebody challenged Prabhupada, oh, you devotees are just eating and sleeping. Prabhupada said, at this age, I challenge you, you cannot work as hard as I am working. I remember somebody telling that when we go to jobs in our Karmi life, at least Saturday, Sunday we are relaxing. For bhaktas and devotees who try to serve in the temple, Saturday, Sunday is more challenging because many people come to the temple. There is no weekly off. Have you heard? Oh, this devotee is on leave today, weekly off. No, sorry sir. Have you taken rest? Yes. Come, serve. So you don't have to work hard for sense gratification, you have to work hard for pleasing the Lord. Number 2, human life is meant for revival of our relationship with the Supreme Lord. And what to do for that? You embrace all kind of austerities and penances. So what is the austerity and penance we embrace in Kali Yuga to revive our relationship with the Lord?
Harinama Sankirtan.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. So Prabhupada has said, whatever he has said is austerity and penance for us. Then, to attain perfection, this perfection, one has to take shelter of a devotee and serve him. This is Rishabhdeva's teaching. And Krishna himself has said this in Bhagavad Gita. Which is that verse where he has said this? Very nice. Who has said this? Madhumaya Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Tad vidhi pranipatena. That is the process. I am not going to detail. You have to take shelter and serve him. Now read another point, another teaching. Those who are materially attached to women and sense gratification gradually became entangled in material consciousness. Classic example from the Shastras, attached to women and became entangled. Ajamila. Thank you. Next point. One, and it is hitting hard on all of us, this point. One who cannot deliver another person by instructing him in devotional service should not become a spiritual master, should not become a father, should not become a mother, should not become a husband, should not become a demigod. If you are not able to instruct another person in devotional service, better not become a husband, wife, or a father. So these were the teachings of Lord Rishabhdev to his sons. Now think for ourselves, are we able to give these teachings as a father, as a mother to our siblings, our kids? Hare Krishna, no, we cannot. We will not be able to say that serve devotional, do devotional service. No, let him make his career. It's a great joke. People say that the kids of devotees don't become devotees. Correct. Anyway, so that's for later. So these were the teachings of Rishabhdev, very famous. Prabhupada discusses in the purport about various stages of sannyasa. Anybody knows about various stages? We'll just quickly touch and go. Various stages of sannyasa. So everybody is aware. Can somebody briefly explain Kutichaka?
Kutichaka is one who take food in their own house.
Put in
Lives
their own house
separately,
or
but
from
is
their own house.
maintained by the family members, but stays away from the family members in a separate setup.
Very nice. So don't think that he goes to his house and eats. Not, so Mataji said he takes food in his own house. No, he takes food from his own house. Okay. Okay, Bahudaka.
What's
He will
about
stay away from the house. He goes to house and then takes the food from
does
the
Madhukari and stays in his
Very
own
nice.
separate.
Okay. Parivrajacharya.
preaches.
Teaches.
He doesn't stay in one place.
Doesn't
He
stay.
does not stay at one place and goes and teaches.
What is the
Teaching
purpose
about
of
the
his
Lord.
travel? What is the purpose of his travel?
Teaching.
Preaching.
Preaching.
The samskas.
Yes, thank you. And last is Paramahansa.
Paramahansa.
Can you explain the meaning?
He
He
sits to
spends his man always thinking
he
about
led into
righteousness of
meditation.
the Krishna.
He does meditation and is totally away from this material world and detached and is one with the Lord. He does only meditation of the Lord, sitting at one place.
We can say he's a fully realized person. And then no rules are applicable to him. Okay? Paramahansa. Now, so we did 8th. 9th incarnation, King Prithu, very famous incarnation, no? Oh, unfortunately, this slide is the same as Rishabhadeva, but don't worry, we'll discuss. So, King Prithu is the 9th incarnation. We'll read what Prabhupada says and what the translation is. Then we'll go ahead. 1.3.14. O Brahmanas, in the 9th incarnation, the Lord prayed for by sages. Now who is praying? Sages are praying. Accepted the body of a king, Prithu, who cultivated the land to yield various produce, and for that reason the earth was beautiful and attractive. So that today you are reading or you're seeing the earth as beautiful and attractive is because of who? Because of who?
Ritu Maharaj.
So what happened? We should know how he appeared. You can write down the reference. Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavatam is about Prithu Maharaj. Chapter 15 onwards, chapter 14, 15 onwards. So who was the father of King Prithu?
Vena.
King Vena. And King Vena, was it a very, very nice king or what was he?
Not at
No,
all.
he was very bad.
Bad king.
Killed by his.
It was
Yes.
churned, his body was churned, and from the right arm.
Oh, Jai, who knows all that? You're all Paramahansa. What's the need? There's actually no need of all these classes. You all know everything. So, but for ourselves, because we go on repeating the things, no problem. So, King Vena actually he was committing blasphemy against the Lord. So the sages could not tolerate anymore. And he was the king, sitting king. You see what has happened in Bangladesh? Sitting king killed by the sages. And how the sages killed him? Through sword, knife, bullet,
Mantras,
By their
sounds of
mantra, by the sound vibration.
sound vibration.
By the sound vibration, what happened? He was killed. Now what happened?
They regretted because many thieves comes and attacks them. So again they went to approach the queen. They suggested this thing. We can churn his body and we can like that.
Very
Lakshmi
nice.
Narayana.
Very nice. So they started to churn the body of King Vena. A lot of things were coming out. Then, as Mataji said, his arms were churned. 2 arms. And from 2 arms, who came?
Lakshmi and Narayana.
and Archie and Prithu Maharaj.
A male and a female couple came.
Male and female.
A male and female came. Now, the great sages, what they said? This male is a plenary expansion of Lord Vishnu. And this female is a plenary expansion of the goddess of fortune. Because Lakshmi cannot be separated from Vishnu. So both of them came. And they said, what? The male will have good reputation around the world and his name will be, what will his name be?
Ritu.
Prithu.
And looking at the female, they said, oh, such a beautiful teeth she has, such beautiful qualities. It is not the ornaments which are making her beautiful. It is she who is making the ornaments look beautiful. And her name will be?
Archie.
Archie. And what she will do in the future? she will accept King Prithu as her husband. So this is how King Prithu appeared. Very nice. What did he do? Why are we reading about him? So once what happened?
There was a lot of disaster in the earth, not healing the things. He prayed,
Okay.
he tried to attack the earth. Then earth, by knowing his quality, she gave all the good things out of her earth, Prabhu.
Jai, Jai, Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So we'll break it into smaller bits. First is he became angry at the earth. Why he became angry? The subjects came. Maharaj, Trahimam, please look at what is happening in the what is happening in our villages. There are no grains. Are you aware? We see we have become so skinny due to starvation. King said, huh? I didn't know. What I have to do? You have to take care of your subjects. So what the king does, he takes his bow and arrow. And what he does, aims at the earth. So when Lord Rama had pointed his arrow towards the ocean, ocean appeared, no? He said, Bare, maaf kariye, shama kariye, what I am doing. Similarly, earth appeared. And what she says, she began to flee. Bhagne lagi, like a deer. And she took the shape of which animal?
Cow.
Cow. Earth became a cow and she began to run. And she did not begin to run in our cities that we are seeing. Where she ran? Outer space between the heavenly planets. And then there was nothing doing. She became so tired. She turned towards King Prithu and said, Shama kariye, mujhe kya karna hai ye bataiye. And she started to offer prayers. And now she is revealing the truth. She's saying, my dear king, do you know why I am doing this? Because the seeds, the roots, the herbs and the grains which were created by Lord Brahma are now being used by
Demons.
demons, by non-devotees. See, now see the pain. See the pain of a mother. Can you see? The mother is saying, I'm producing. Lord Brahma has given it to me, but why have I hidden it? Because non-devotees are eating it. Non-devotees means they have no understanding of spirituality. And I'm not being maintained properly. I'm neglected by kings. The rascals, you are not punishing them. Because they are stealing my grains for their own sense gratification. I cannot tolerate this. They are not using the grains to serve you, my Lord. They are using it for sense gratification. So what should I do? I've hidden all the seeds. Now she says that you are the king. If you so desire, I will supply the sufficient grain. And nourish them by, you can nourish them by taking milk from me. Because she is in the shape of a cow, she says, take the milk from me. But see, when cows, they give milk, they need a calf. So see, you make arrangement for a calf, you make arrangement for a pot, and you start milking me. And I can fulfill the desires of all your citizens. The king became very happy because now the subjects will be relieved. So you know whom he made the calf? Who was made the calf? Swayambhuva Manu. Bhagavatam says, he transformed Swayambhuva Manu as a calf and milked all the herbs and grains from the earth. You understood? You have to understand. So milking means each one getting what he needs. So a cow wants to eat grass, that is the milk for him. Correct? A fish wants to eat a small fish, that is the grain for, that is the milk for him. A grasshopper wants to eat small insects, that is the milk for him. So he milked all the herbs and grains from the earth and keeping them in a cupped hand. This is the pot. So this is how she was supplying to everyone. And earth was doing so nicely that king developed too much affection towards earth, like father develops affection towards an own daughter. So these are his activities. So first he became angry on the earth, then he milked the earth. And after that he did one thing more. He flattened the earth. All the mountains and all, everything was removed. Earth was almost flat. Now see, one important thing is coming up in this discussion is town planning. I'll read out something for you. It says, Maharaja Prithu leveled all rough surfaces on the surface of the globe by breaking all the hills with his bow, and earth became almost flat. Next, he earmarked different places for residential quarters. So where people will stay, this place people will stay. He founded many types of villages, settlements, towns, forts, residences for cowherdsmen, stables for animals, places for royal camps, mining, agriculture, mountain villages. Can you understand town planning? Different sections for different utility. And what the Bhagavatam says, before the reign of Prithu, there was no planned arrangement for different cities, villages, pasturing grounds. Everything was scattered, and everyone constructed his residential quarters according to his own convenience. However, from the time of Prithu, plans were made for towns and villages. Just imagine, can you imagine that even town planning, village planning, there's mention in the Shastras. And we think we have done. You know this Harappa and what is it called?
Mohenjo-daro.
Mohenjo-daro. And they are digging and say, oh wow, those living beings at that time, humans, were so intelligent, so nice town planning they have done. But can you now understand the genesis of all this? Clear, no? There is nothing which is not mentioned in our Sanskrit. In fact, I was reading somewhere that even this science of flying an aircraft, many books on this science, this technology were called from Indian libraries to study how an object can fly. And the Rishi Munis had mentioned with drawings and with proper measurement how it can be done.
Vimana Shastra.
Vimana Shastra. Everything is there, just that we don't know, we don't read, and we don't value. Medicines, town planning, spiritual life, earth, calm, earth, moksha, everything, dharma, earth, calm, moksha, everything is there. What is not there? Tell me. When Krishna returns to Dwarka, so much is mentioned about the palaces, the terrace, the gardens, isn't it? So things were there. We are just imitating, and that desire to see beautiful flowers, to see a nice garden, to see nice buildings, it's all there because Krishna has planned it that way. That's the desire in him, which has now come to us. We also want to see. Otherwise, why should a flower look beautiful, if I ask you? Because Krishna sees it that way, and that is how it has come to us. A flower is beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Now moving ahead. So this was about King Prithu. Lord Ramachandra, 18th incarnation. I think before that we have missed something. Yeah, a lot of them. So after 9th we directly went to 18th. Now what I will do, I will project Veda based on the screen because we should at least read what is what, so that we know a little bit about everything. Yes. So now we read 10th, correct? Yes. Anybody?
15. 15.
No, Shloka is 15th. Yeah. Go ahead. Please read translation.
Prabhuji, can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Translation to be read, Prabhuji.
Yes. One you can read translation. Somebody can read purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When there was a complete inundation after the period of the Chakshusha Manu, and the whole world was deep within water, the Lord accepted the form of a fish and protected Vaivasvata Manu, keeping him up on a boat.
Very nice. Purport.
Hare Krishna. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Nataji.
According to Sripad Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on the Bhagavatam, there is not always a devastation after the change of every Manu. And yet this inundation after the period of Manu took place in order to show some wonders of Satyavrata. But Sri Jiva Goswami has given definite proofs from authoritative scriptures like Vishnu Dharmottara, Markandeya Purana, Hari Vamsha, etc. that there is always a devastation after the end of each and every Manu. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti has also supported Srila Jiva Goswami, and he, Sri Chakravarti, has also quoted from Bhagavatamrita about this inundation after each Manu. Apart from this, the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrata, a devotee of the Lord in this particular period, incarnated himself. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So which incarnation we are talking about?
Matsyavatara.
Now, see, after reading this purport, a slight heaviness comes in the heart that can there be different versions of understanding of a particular incident by highly intellectual and advanced devotees like Sripad Sridhar Swami on the one hand and Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti on the other hand. While Prabhupada is saying, Sripad Sridhar Swami says, not always a devastation after every Manu, but then Srila Jiva Goswami says definite proofs devastation after each Manu, and Vishwanath Chakravarti supports. How to understand this? As a devotee, if we read these contradictions, how do we understand this? How do we understand this? Anybody?
Different realization.
Both are true, Prabhu, because both are at each yuga. There was a partial devastation at the end of during the night of Brahma. When the lifespan of Brahma ends, there will be full devastation. So both the things are correct, no, Prabhu?
Both the things are correct, okay? What else? And why do you think Prabhupada mentions this? See, Prabhupada could have very well skipped the first portion and just said Srila Jiva Goswami has given definitive proofs and Vishwanath Chakravarti supported. But why he mentions at all about Sridhar Swami saying that there may not be a devastation after every Manu? Why this? Why do you think Prabhupada would have considered that this will create confusion in the mind of the devotees?
To make aware of ourselves, Prabhu. At the end of Yuga, what is happening? At the night of the Brahma, what is happening?
No, but there's a contradiction, in what they're saying. You're saying both are right. You're saying that, okay? I think we need more discussion on this because I also may not have a definitive answer. So let's churn it out and let's think how should we take this? How should we absorb this?
Create something new, the old one has to be removed. So, to think that way, this may not be a devastation.
Sorry, Prabhu, I didn't understand. Come again. Shashi Kumar Prabhu, can you once again explain?
To create something new, we need to have. To create something new, we have to remove the old one. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, but the question is that Sridhar Swami is saying there may not be devastation. Correct? And Srila Jiva Goswami is saying...
It depends upon how the jivas behave at that particular point in time during the change of Manu period. If it is all in the Krishna conscious state, we don't have to have a devastation.
No, but you see, Prabhu, it is mentioned, Srila Jiva Goswami has given definitive proofs that there is always a devastation. So there is no if and but. Always a devastation. You understand, no?
Correct. That's what is the case. Always is what it is happening. But it's not necessary it should happen.
Okay, understood. So you're saying the other side, the facts are not matching the principle, so always devastation is happening. Okay.
Yes.
So Prabhu's perspective is understood. Anybody else? What do you think?
There is a provision not to have devastation if all the people are in God consciousness.
Understood what Prabhu is saying. What Prabhu is saying that there may not be devastation depending on the consciousness of the people, but because there's never been a situation till now that really people are Krishna conscious, so devastation has always happened. Okay.
There can be an interpretation that it is the will of the Lord, because as he desires, we see that there is the swapping of the period also of the Dwapar and the Treta happens when Lord Shri Krishna had to be born. So it is his own free sweet will and desire. If he desires so, then he can make it happen.
Okay, very nice. It's a sweet will of the Lord. He can even swap yugas. So what is devastation?
And the transient change, Prabhuji. Not necessarily devastation, there can be a transient change without complete devastation.
Okay.
One Hare Krishna Prabhu, one view is probably it's happening in two different universes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
last line of the purport I'm trying to guess, Prabhuji, I don't know the answer. It is like the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrata, a devotee of the Lord in this particular period, incarnated himself. So maybe just to show Satyavrata, one time he changed something or something related to this.
Yeah, so as Mataji said, Lord's own sweet will, he can do anything. Okay, thank you.
Maybe the time scale.
What, Mataji?
Maybe the time scale is different.
Time scale, okay.
So creation, maintenance, and devastation or destruction, that has to happen. So if destruction does not happen, then again another Manu will not come, right? So when one Manu.
But no, see, but Jiva Goswami is clearly giving, he's saying, no, that clear, definitive proofs that devastation has to happen.
I don't know. The last case is Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. So the Lord must have come in his devotee, and Jiva Goswami has written it.
Okay, anyway,
Prabhuji, if beginning is there, the end is destined, so it has to happen, and that is
okay,
what
but change of Manu is the end. That is the question. Is change of Manu the end, or we have to go further to go towards the end?
We call Manvantara avatars, no Prabhu.
So that Manvantara has to end, you are saying?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, I also don't know, to be honest. If we can park this point and try to hear some lectures of senior devotees, because
Even
Prabhu,
when Markandeya Rishi, he want to visualize that how he is doing Vaga. He shows all the thing how devastation is happening, so that he will be that even Jagannath Puri, that tree is there, no Prabhu. He visualizes, so he shows even that devastation to the devotees who desires it, no Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I think some points to ponder on. We may not have a definitive answer, but if Prabhupada has given two contrary purports here, specifically mentioning about Sridhar Swami and then mentioning about Jiva Goswami, something is there. Maybe what we have discussed is right. Maybe something is missing. We can discuss.
Can it be, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can it be a minor dissolution?
Okay, anyways,
minor pralaya,
we understand
where
what
it has been overlooked.
But we cannot miss the statement that Srila Jiva Goswami has given definitive proofs, which means full stop, concluded, hence proved. Anyways, okay, so we'll keep this in our mind, try to get answers, maybe listen to some lectures, okay, and also educate me once you find out more. Next verse, somebody can read.
Those three books, Prabhu. Vishnu Dharmottara, Markandeya Purana, Harivamsa. If we read that, we'll get some answers, Prabhu.
So just make a note, Mataji, anybody who wants to work on it, and we can discuss. Maybe share with Radhika Mataji or someone, and then we can. Okay, need the next one, please.
11th. The 11th incarnation of the Lord took the form of a tortoise, whose shell served as a pivot for the Mandrachal hill, which was being used as a churning rod by the theist and atheist of the universe. Purport for Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Once both the atheists and the theists were engaged in producing nectar from the sea so that all of them could become deathless by drinking it. At the time of Mandrachal hill was used as a churning rod, and the shell of the Lord Tortoise, the incarnation of Godhead, became the resting place, pivot of the hill in the seawater.
Yeah, so we know about this famous incarnation of the Lord, and what we will call this incarnation?
Kurma
Yeah. They're all discussed in great details in various stages, in the Bhagavatam. Okay, 12th incarnation before coming to the 13th one.
Dhanvantari Prabhu. 13th is Mohini. In the 12th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Dhanvantari, and in 13th, he allured the atheist by charming beauty of a woman and gave nectar to demigods to drink.
So what did Dhanvantri do?
Dhanvantari brought that kalasha with Amruta kalasha. Then Mohini Avatara distributed all this Amruta to demigods.
Very nice. So Dhanvantri is credited for what?
Doctor Prabhuji.
Health,
Medical health.
doctor in the
Ayurvedic.
Very
upper
nice.
planetary system.
Very nice. Thank you.
Ayurveda.
Ayurveda specifically. Okay, next one. Please read.
In the 14th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Narasimha and before created the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just as a carpenter pierces skin.
Okay, thank
Hare
you.
Krishna Prabhuji.
You see, in ISKCON, Narasimha Avatara is celebrated. Now what happened, I think a couple of months back, one family came to the temple and they had a very peculiar question. They said, Prabhuji, we understand Radha, Krishna, but we don't understand why all ISKCON temples celebrate the incarnation of Narasimha Dev. Why not so many other avatars, so many other incarnations are there? Why only Narasimha Dev? So had you been in my place, because this question was asked to me, before I reveal what I could answer, had you been in my place, what you would have answered? Why ISKCON specifically celebrates the Narasimha incarnation? Why there's so much of puja for
Prevents
Narasimha?
obstacles to the bhakti, Prabhuji.
Number, we'll note down. Okay, everybody notes down. Why Narasimha? Number one, removes obstacles from bhakti. So the question is, साथ में question भी लिखिए, can Krishna not remove obstacles from bhakti?
Prabhu, in this incarnation,
Prabhuji, to glorify the staunch devotee Bhakta Prahlad, who was the devotee before his birth, Lord Narasimha Dev is glorified and praised in ISKCON because we all should aspire like Bhakta Prahlad to become a great devotee of the Lord and can go against our own people if need be, if they do not support us in our bhakti.
Shri Hari Priya Mataji, if possible for you, please switch on your video. You have given an excellent answer. Excellent. You know, that shows the level of consciousness of Mataji. She's saying it is actually to celebrate Prahlada. It is actually to celebrate the relationship, sweet relationship between the Lord and the devotee. Because once you are worshipping Narasimha, you are worshipping that relationship. How Krishna does Adan Pradan with the devotee and can appear from Stamba. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Excellent. What else?
Prabhu, if we want to incarnate through the womb of the mother, it will take months. So to come immediately appear from the pillar, Prabhu.
So even Kurma came immediately, Varaha came immediately. So we can also do a nice celebration for that.
No, Prabhu. Kurma, Matsyavatara was not like that. That fish has taken time to enlarge, no?
Okay,
First
let's
it was
say post incarnation we worship. Can do that. Post birth. You see, the question is why specifically Narasimha Dev?
again,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, it is like when did Narasimha Dev appear? Because Hiranyakashipu, when he wanted to kill Prahlad and asked him, is your Bhagavan here? So Prahlad says, yes, he is here. And, you know, to prove his devotee right, Narasimha appears from that very place.
Very
so
nice.
it is when that particular, you know, that bhav adan pradan, wherein
Yes. Very nice.
the
Same
word
point.
comes out.
Actually, yes. Thank you, Mataji. Actually,
And
again, Mataji is focusing on the point. It is the beauty of the relationship between the Lord and the devotee that is celebrated. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
And Prabhuji, one more point. Prahlada, the environment was not favorable to do bhakti, even though it's shown that whether the environment support or not, if our soul is attached to the Bhagavan, we are be able to get him through our bhakti.
Very nice. So see, we started the discussion with Lord Narasimha and we are concluding the discussion with Prahlada. You understand?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Sashi Prabhu.
Lord Narsimhadeva is the ferocious guardian of the pure devotion. So because of that, he protects the pure devotees. So this is the one avatara which
Understood. Thank you.
gives much more
Much clearer.
for the
Much clearer.
protection
And
of devotees.
Sarita Mataji from Dubai is also saying, real Bhakt Vatsal will do anything to keep his devotees happy and satisfied. Now let's understand.
And
Krishna.
to keep the truth of Brahma's wish, Prabhu, Brahma has given the boon to Hiranyakashipu, and to substantiate his word also he took that incarnation.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. No, see, that is true for others, no? Anyways, so see, the point is, Krishna tells to Arjuna, stand up, fight, and get credit for winning the war. He says that, yes or no, in Bhagavad Gita?
Yes, yes.
Why Prabhupada explains, a devotee always glorifies the Lord. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Lord, in turn, always
Glorifies the devotee.
devotee.
Bhakta.
So you celebrate Narsimha, you actually celebrate Prahlad Maharaj. And that is what has come out now in 5 minutes. We said why we want to worship Narsimha. You all answered Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad. We never started with Prahlad Maharaj. We started with Narsimha. Correct? So Prabhupada and the Guru of Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when they said you worship Narasimha Dev, that is actually agreed. Narasimha Dev removes obstacles from the path of bhakti. When there is a real, emergency in the life of a devotee, Prabhupada said, yes, you can pray to Narasimha Dev. But at the same time, Prabhupada also wrote a letter to one of his disciples when he said, Hare Krishna is sufficient. He said, Prabhupada, shall we chant, I'm forgetting the name, what is called, Narsimha Stuti, because Hare Krishna Mahamantra is sufficient. At the same time, he is given that instruction also. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear again and again about who? About Prahlad Maharaj, about Dhruva Maharaj. And every morning when we are in the Mangala Aarti, say Prahlad Lahadayane. So that is the bhava that is come out, and very nicely it has come out in today's discussion, that actually when you look at Narasimha Dev, when you worship him, when you offer him prayers, you're offering prayers to the nice relationship that gets built between our devotee and the Lord. Thank you everyone. Now we'll go to the next one. Narasimha Dev and Mohini Avatara. Okay, Mohini Avatara, I'll share one very interesting thing with you, because I read that, because Mohini Avatara immediately reminds me of what are these two asuras called? Rahu and Ketu. You all know how it is related, Rahu, Ketu? Or no?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Because, whatever, I'm not getting into that. Because they could get a drop, his head was cut, one became Rahu, one became Ketu. Now, somebody asks Prabhupada, you are saying in a purport it is not possible to reach heavenly planets, and you are saying moon is a heavenly planet. How people are reaching moon? Anybody knows what Prabhupada said in the purport? Have you read?
They're reaching Rahu and Ketu, not moon.
Prabhupada is saying, my suggestion is they are going to Rahu and they think they've landed in the moon. Can you imagine? See, I can't even say, we cannot even discuss this among worldly people. They will not understand, and they will just, But just imagine an acharya saying they're actually landing in Rahu and thinking they're landing in the moon. Today, one principal of a nearby college came, educated person, and we were telling him about Mayapur project, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. He said, what is this Vedic Planetarium? So we told him how, as per the Shastras, a big chandelier will be there and showing different planets in different universes. He said, can you explain more? Then our Vice President, Sri Prabhu, was saying, as per science, we say sun is constant and planets are moving around the sun. As per the Shastras, Dhruva Tara and Earth are constant and everything is moving around that. Sun is also moving, and that is why Dakshinayan, Uttarayan. But nobody knows. See, simple example here. While you're sitting in a train, the other train is moving, you think you are moving, correct? So whether the earth is moving or the sun is moving, nobody can say with 100% certainty by just sitting on the earth. Impossible. Like in the train, you see, oh, चल रहा है ट्रेन चला रहे ट्रेन चल नहीं रही बगल वाली ट्रेन चल रही है. So just imagine how far we have to reach. And earlier I remember somewhere when I was a student we were reading somewhere. No, actually the sun goes around the earth. I said, what a foolish mad person. But now you understand. Yes, actually it is true. Shastra says the earth, sun god on his ratha is going. That is why you can practically see winters and summers, Uttara and Dakshina. From your window you see sometimes sun is here, sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes. You think, okay, earth is moving. That is the way science is explained. But from both ways, you can reach the conclusion of eclipse and all. Not that you'll say, oh, how scientists are telling this today's moon eclipse. So like, both ways it can be done. The way they are explaining, the way Shastras are explaining. But what is that is as for the Shastras. And one interesting fact about moon and sun. Anybody knows what Prabhupada said about the moon and sun? Prabhupada is saying, moon. Okay, first the sun. Sun expands 20,000 yojanas in the space. And the moon expands how many yojanas, do you know? Anybody? 40,000 yojanas. Sun expands to 20,000 yojanas, moon expands to 40,000 yojanas, which means what? Moon is bigger than the sun. Can you believe? This is what Prabhupada says. Moon is bigger than the sun. And that at the same time means moon is far away, sun is nearer to us. But complete opposite is what we are learning in science. I can discuss this and tell you because you are all in Bhakti Vaibhav and will not come as, will not fight on it. But more to read, more to understand why it is so. Yeah? Okay, anyways, we'll move to the next one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that is why Prabhupada said that people went to moon and all, it's humbug.
Yeah. Okay, come to the next one, please read it.
In the 15th incarnation, the Lord assumed the form of a dwarf Brahmana, Vamana, and visited the arena of sacrifice arranged by Maharaja Bali. Although at heart he was willing to regain the kingdom of the three planetary systems, he simply asked for a donation of 3 steps of land. The Almighty God can bestow upon anyone the kingdom of the universe from a very small beginning. And similarly, he can take away the kingdom of the universe on the plea of begging a small piece of land.
Very nice. So we are all aware of the Vaman Avatara. We'll not go into details. Next one, please read 16th incarnation.
May I read, Prabhuji?
And please go ahead. Please
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the 16th incarnation of Godhead, the Lord as a Bhragupati annihilated an administrative class, that is Kshatriyas, 21 times, being angry with them because of their rebellion against the Brahmanas, that intelligent class. Purport. The Kshatriyas, or the administrative class of men, are expected to rule the planet by the direction of the intelligent class of men, who give direction to the rulers in terms of the standard shastras or the books of revealed knowledge. The rulers carry on the administration according to that direction. Whenever there is a disobedience on the part of the Kshatriyas or the administrative class against the orders of the learned and intelligent Brahmanas, the administrators are removed by force from the post and arrangement is made for better administration.
Very nice. You see the principle. This is the principle. We are all aware. See, sometimes some confusion you will find because we know this incarnation as by what name? What is the name by which we know this incarnation? Parshurama. So sometimes you will find, oh, Parshurama is different, Bhrigupati is different. Don't go into all that confusion. This is about Parshuram. Now, what is the principle? Principle is whenever there is disobedience on the part of the Kshatriyas or the administrative class. So in a current administrative setup for the country, the government is the administrative class. They are the Kshatriyas. Against the order of the learned and intelligent Brahmanas, administrators are removed by force from the posts. Can you imagine? This is what our Shastra says. But nowadays it's different. You cannot do that. Actually, the Brahmanas, when they say government falls down, it has to be removed. Person has to be removed because they are not acting as per Shastras. Okay? Next one. 17th incarnation.
Hare Krishna. Thereafter, shall I, Prabhu?
Yes, Mata.
In the 17th incarnation of Godhead, Sri Vyasadeva appeared in the womb of Satyavati through Parasara Muni, and he divided the one Veda into several branches and sub-branches, seeing that the people in general were less intelligent. But originally the Veda is one, but Srila Vyasadeva divided the original Veda into four, namely Sama, Yajur, Rig, Atharva, and then again they were explained in different branches like Puranas and the Mahabharata. Vedic language and the subject matter are very difficult for ordinary men. They are understood by the highly intelligent and self-realized Brahmanas. But the present age of Kali is full of ignorant men. Even those who are born by a Brahmana father are in the present age no better than the Sudras or the women. The twice born men, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are expected to undergo a cultural purificatory process known as samskaras. But because of the bad influence of the present age, the so called members of the Brahmanas and other higher order families are no longer highly cultured. They are called the Dvija Bandhus or the friends and family members of the twice born. But these the Bandhus are classified among the Sudras, the women. Srila Vyasadeva divided the Vedas into various branches and sub-branches for the sake of less intelligent classes like Vijaya Bandhus, Sudras and women. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mata. Now see the fun thing. So which incarnation we are talking about here?
Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva. Which Grantha we are reading?
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Who has written Bhagavatam?
Vyasadeva.
Who is writing about who?
He is writing about himself.
Incarnation of Krishna writing about Krishna.
Vyasadeva is writing about himself. Can you imagine?
Incarnation of Krishna writing
Just
about Krishna.
imagine, Vyasadeva writing about himself. When he was writing, he himself writing, the 17th incarnation is Vyasadeva, who appeared in the womb of Satyavati. So, sometimes we make mistake, we speak in foolish manner about the various incarnation, about some Sakta Vishata. Just think the kind of maturity, the kind of realization. He's God himself, writing about himself. Now I tell you, you write about himself. Oh, suppose your own name is appearing as, just imagine. Okay? And this is the power of our Shastras. Not to be confused, but to appreciate the maturity of our scriptures. Okay, next is the last avatara for today, which is Ramchandra avatar. Now I'll go back to the presentation because that is where the presentation takes us now, and in between they were missing all these avatars. I thought maybe we'll read Vedaves. Okay, 18th incarnation, Lord Rama. Please somebody can read the slide, then we can discuss and close the session today.
Because the Lord Ramachandra was the personality of Godhead, he exhibited superhuman activities which no human being, including the materially advanced Ravana, could perform. Lord Ramachandra prepared a royal road on the Indian Ocean with stones that floated on the water. The modern scientists have done research in the area of weightlessness, but it is not possible to bring in weightlessness anywhere and everywhere. But because weightlessness is the creation of the Lord, by which he can make the gigantic planets fly and float in the air, he made the stones even within this earth to be weightless and prepared a stone bridge on the sea without any supporting pillar. That is the display of the power of God. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. So if you see, I'll read out the verse for you. The Lord Ramachandra, everybody knows what it says. In the 18th incarnation, the Lord appeared as King Rama in order to perform some pleasing work for the demigods. He exhibited superhuman powers. Krishna also says what? Krishna says God appears when he wants to please the devotees. Demigods are devotees of the God, correct? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. And he controlled the Indian Ocean and killed atheist Ravana, who was on the other side of the sea. So this is what simple it says. Because see, the way we are reading the incarnations are, what is the powerful work they have done. That is how that's what we are focusing on. So for King Ramachandra, Vyasadevji has written that he has shown superhuman power, and Prabhupada is explaining about the bridge. And now there are ample evidences. Initially people were denying, but many satellite images clearly shows a link between the last point near, I think, Rameshwaram, Dhanushkodi it is called, right? From there to Sri Lanka. You can clearly see there's a link. Now the water levels have gone up and down, but that does not mean the bridge was not there, because even Dwarka is under the sea now. The water levels have gone up. So he exhibited superhuman powers. And these are evidences enough in the material world to make us believe what the scriptures are saying is 100% correct. Enough evidences are there. But those who don't have to believe, they don't believe. Those who have to believe, they believe. Correct? So I think with this, we conclude the discussion. We have read from Shloka 11 to 22. And I'm very thankful to you all for indulging in a very interactive way. And anything anybody wants to add which might have been missed, please feel free. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Excellent section. Huh? Thank you so much. Thoroughly enjoyed.
Excellent. Very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Excellent.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
We invite you all.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Listen. There's an upcoming.
Prabhuji will always make the class interactive. We'll make everyone talk.
Prabhu, you can talk now. I've just muted. Yeah, go ahead. I've muted you also, so you have to unmute before you speak. Sorry.
That's the power. That's the power of technology. You shut down the mouth of everyone. So yes, the Dhanushkodi reminds me of our yatra. See, now you can go and see. We are going to Srirangam, we are going to Kumbakonam, we are going to Rameshwaram, and time permits, we will also go to Dhanushkodi. You may not be able to see the bridge, but you can remember what you've read in the Shastra and what you've physically seen. That builds the faith, gets strengthened. So many of you may not have registered till now. Sridhar Prabhu himself, Shiva Sangha Prabhu, went to make arrangements, and because of the last times, somehow, anyways. So try to come for this yatra. Many places will be covered. Both Srirangam and Kumbakonam are very, very auspicious place. Srirangam is the primary temple for the Sri Vaishnavas. Yeah, it's a beautiful Gopuram. Many from South India are aware. North India we not even heard. I did not even hear about Srirangam. But now, and that is why Rameshwaram actually has been added as an attraction, because North Indians have heard about Rameshwaram. Try to come. Yeah, this will be a very nice yatra. Kumbakonam, it's called Divya Desham. There are many, many temples. It's a city of temples. Few important temples will be covered. Some nice travel arrangements. And good thing is, all the places, ISKCON has got involved in the arrangement, because we could get hold of the local ISKCON temples. So when local ISKCON temples get involved, nice prasadam, nice arrangements are there. You don't have to deal with transactional people. You have to deal with devotees, and devotee association is always nice. And if people want to stay back in Rameshwaram, there's some Rath Yatra, want to explore more, or you want to go to Madurai on your own nearby, you can as well extend your stay. But from a temple side, these are the places we cover. Otherwise, a lot of senior citizens who come up with us, a lot of travel, they will become very tired. Otherwise, we could have covered Tanjavur also and Madurai, but it was decided, let's keep it short. So try to come. Links are always coming to your WhatsApp. And if you do it with the Association of Devotees, it's always nice. And that's a good part of the year to go to South India trip. After that, it becomes a bit hot. Okay, now everybody can unmute. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for bearing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhuveva patitranam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo
Jai.
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 Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much, Prabhu. Thank you. Very nice class. Your class is always interactive, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
2 weeks time. Thank you. Hare.
Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, see you again. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So I'll end the session. I hope there are no further queries with Prabhu or with the admin team. If there are nothing, we'll call it a day and we'll catch up again tomorrow. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thanks so much for coming in such a short notice too.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Shall I end the meeting, Prabhu?